Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to take a seminar about mode of action and physiological effect of gibberellins. Introduction. Organic substances produced in one part and transported to another part in a minute amount, they affect growth are called growth hormone, popularly known as growth regulators or phytohormones. Gibberellins. Gibberellin plant hormones mainly stimulate elongation of internodes. Discovered by Tabuta and Ashini in 1939, first isolated from the fungus Gibberella fujikuri, foolish disease in rice. The movement of gibberellins is nonpolar. About 125 gibberellins and GA1 and GA20 are widely distributed in higher plants. Mode of action of gibberellins. Experiments on the mechanism of GA action in higher plants have been made along two distance lines. One aspect is concerned with the role of GA on stem elongation, while the other deals with the effect of GA to promote RNA and protein synthesis in germinated seeds and seedlings. First, we are going to say about GA and stem elongation. Gibberellin produce spectacular effect in intact plants, leading to the elongation of stem tissues, this effect being more pronounced in rosids and dwarf species. A striking example of internode elongation is found in deep water rice, that is Oryza sativa. In order to enable the upper foliage of the plant to remain above the water, the internodes elongates as the water level rises.
Gibberellic acid plays a critical role in the internode growth of
Internode
deep
growth
water.
of deep water rice.
Okay.
Such dramatic stimulation of internode elongation of deep water rice is due to increased cell division in intercalary meristem. The increase in length of a shoot results from increase in length of existing as well as a newly divided cells. Simple cell division cannot lead to increase in volume unless the cell expand. The effect of GA on stem extension is mainly based on cell elongation. In subapical meristem, however, both the rate of cell division and the size of meristems are increased by GA, which indicated GA-induced stem growth, can also be accomplished by an increase in cell number. It has been proposed that GA has an effect on the timing of the mitotic cycle. GA shortens the interface by promoting DNA synthesis in cell, which are arrested in the G1 phase of the cell cycle. GA has been proposed to regulate cell expansion by inhibiting peroxidase activity. Peroxidase also catalyzes the conversion of water-soluble phenolics into hydrophobic quinones. GA inhibits the peroxidase activity, which results in decrease in hydrophobicity of the cell wall, thus increasing in its plasticity and loosening the activity of hydrophilic enzymes. Peroxidase also controls the formation of a network of cell wall protein extension. Extension molecules are cross-linked by isodetyrosine residues and peroxidase are involved in this synthesis. Inhibition of peroxidase by GA results in the loosening of extension network. Another possible mechanism by which GA controls elongation is through the regulation of cell wall lignification. The enzyme phenylalanine ammonia lyase (PAL) controls the production of phenylpropanol precursors of ferulic acid and lignin. When growth is inhibited in light, PAL activity is high. In contrast, GA reduces PAL activity, which results in high rates of elongation. In a study on the effect of GA on stem elongation, a close correlations between GA stimulated growth and activity of the enzyme xyloglucan endotransglycosylase XET has been observed in many tissues. XET is an enzyme that hydrolyzes xyloglucan internally and transfers one of the cut ends to a free end of an acceptor xyloglucan molecule. Thus, XET has a capacity to cause molecular rearrangement in the cell wall matrix that promotes cell extension. One possibility is that XET facilitates the penetration of expansion into the cell walls. Expansions are cell wall proteins that cause cell wall loosening at acid pH by weakening hydrogen bonds between cell wall polysaccharides. Thus, both expansion and XET may be required for GA stimulated growth. Second one is GA and synthesis of RNA and protein. Plant hormone in general affect RNA and protein synthesis. Study on the response of serial allurine to GA, particularly which reference to alpha amylase synthesis, has made a significant contribution to our understanding of GA action in plant cell. The incubation of isolated allurine layers in media containing specified concentration of GA has been extensively used as a model system for the study of the molecular basis of hormone action in plants. The main observation is that GA, either coming from the embryo in intact seeds or added to the media in case of isolated layers, can stimulate the allurine cell to synthesize and secrete a number of hydrolytic enzymes, particularly alpha amylase. These enzymes are responsible for mobilization of stored endosperm reserves, which provide the growing seedling with a supply of simple products. When isolated allurine layers were incubated with GA containing Ca2 plus, a range of hydrolytic enzymes are produced de novo, of which 60 to 70% made up by alpha amylase. The endoplasmic reticulum ER is a site of alpha amylase synthesis, and synthesis of RNA is necessary for GA induced enzyme synthesis, and it also involved in its secretions. It was later, however, shown that probably no additional ER is synthesized, but there is no recognition of pre-existing ER in response to GA treatment. There is an increase in the synthesis of ribosome following GA treatment, together with ribosome aggregation leading to polyribosome formation, and these polyribosome are attached to ER where new protein is synthesized. The observation that inhibits of protein synthesis like cyclohexamide inhibited GA induction of hydrolase formation signifies that the enzyme production is due to protein synthesis de novo. It is now clear that GA brings about enzyme-specific selective mRNA synthesis, which is associated with polyribosome formation and de novo synthesis of particular hydrolase. Thus, GA operated directly at the transcriptional level during mRNA synthesis, whereas its effect on the translation of new mRNA into proteins may be indirect. This is the mode of action of gibberellin's diagram. It is the mechanism of induction gibberellin. And physiological effect of gibberellins. First one is elongation of intact stems. Many plants respond to application of GA by a marked increase in stem length. The effect is primarily one of internode elongation. Second, dwarf shoots. Besides general increase in stem length, gibberellins specifically induce internodal growth in some genetically dwarf varieties of plants like pea and maize. It appears that dwarfness of such varieties is due to internal deficiency of gibberellins. Third, bolting. Gibberellins induce subapical meristem to develop faster. This causes elongation of reduced stem or bolting in case of residue plants. Example is cabbage and root crops radish. Fourth one is dormancy. Gibberellins overcome the natural dormancy of buds, tubers, seeds, etc. and allowed them to grow. In this function, they are antagonistic to abscisic acid. Fifth, seed germination. During seed germination, especially of cereals, gibberellins stimulate the production of some messengers RNAs and then hydrolytic enzymes like amylases, lipases, and proteases. The enzyme solubilizes the reverse food of the seed. The same is transferred to embryo axis for its growth. Sixth one is fruit development. Along with auxin, gibberellins control fruit growth and development. They can induce parthenography or development of seedless fruits from unfertilized pistils, especially in case of proms. Example is apple and pear. Seventh one is flowering. They promote flowering in long day plants during non-inductive periods. Vernalization. Vernalization or low temperature requirement of some plants can be replaced by gibberellins. Applications of gibberellins increase the number and size of several fruits. Example, grapes, tomato, induce parthenography in many species and delay ripening of citrus fruits, thus making storage safe.